you just choose subjects and say, I must just finish school, I just want to pass.
So after then, you went to media.
I had, besides English and Afrikaans, I had business economics, biology, travel and tourism, and geography.
Yes.
Are you a geography person?
Yeah.
But you know what's so funny? Someone just mentioned that he's also a geography student.
Yeah.
It sucks, bro. Like we had to use big maps.
Yeah.
But now there's GPS on the phone, dog. I'm like, can you see why I hated school?
I also studied geography.
Why I hated school?
We had to there's map work thing.
Yes, that's the practical.
Paper 2.
Yeah,
it's paper
paper
1
two.
or paper 2.
Paper 2.
With paper 1. Okay, paper 1. So we used to have that, but today we're no longer using those things.
We don't use it because we're using
I don't
our
even
phones.
Understand the map if they give
No,
me
I still do. I can analyze the map, because my geography teacher was tough.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Ramalo. Mr. Ramalo used to give it to us. You don't know your schoolwork, he'll give it to you.
Yeah.
But I still feel like after school, that's when my real life actually started. So when I matriculated,
From 10 years up until matric, you wanted music, you were not given opportunity, and then you were living fake life.
yeah, I was in my sleep. I used to dream about it. When I
Let
wake
me
up-
interpret this one in Tsonga. Bonan, sikani ku fostela bana ba hanya vutomi lebyi ku ri ku a hi byona. Leswi ka fostela bana ba phile bophelo bo lori a se yona. Tez nga yo u phile from grade I know 10 years until I fita matric. I could phila fake life. You were living fake life because now you had to pretend to love school while you don't love that geography.
I mean,
Okay.
I had to fake it, like go to school every day. But after matric, like I said to you, I had my gap year. After my gap year, I did community service for 1 year. I volunteered and I did community service at City, South Africa. I did 1,600 hours of community service. And doing the community service, it also transformed the way I see things.
Yes.
Because now we are working in disadvantaged communities, and you see the struggles that other people are faced with.
Yes.
So somewhere, somehow, it changes you as a person as well.
Yeah.
So you wanting something, you no longer want it, because now it must be a need for you.
Yeah.
So doing the community service transformed my life. It changed me in so many ways.
Yeah.
After my 1 year of service, I decided I'm gonna join Soul Candi, Institute of Music.
I saw that. I wanted to ask you what is Soul Candy, because I saw that on your profile to say, look, what is Soul Candy? And then I tried to research, but I said, look, let me know order myself by researching. I'm gonna ask you what is that. Just tell us a little bit now, because you are in Soul Candy. We're still gonna come to its essentials.
Essentials.
Yeah, so it's fine. Let's speak about Soul Candy.
Okay, so Soul Candi is a record label.
Yes.
And also the record label started a music institution.
Okay.
So they had Soul Candi Institute of Music, where they had DJ 101, DJ 102 courses, and also music production.
Okay.
And advanced music production classes, right?
Okay, so if
you want to learn how to become a DJ, you will go to the school.
So you can connect them to Soul Candy. If I have one who wants to be like you,
yes,
then you can connect them.
And they can go to Soul Candi, because the institution is still running. Soul Candi Institute of Music is still open. They still have classes available for DJing and music production.
So you went there as well.
So I did my DJ 101 at Soul Candi. So I started out, it's a 2-month course. I went in, first month, I'm there learning. My lecturers were Clive Bean and DJ Fresca, and they were schooling us, every day, like, you need to count your bars, your beats, because I already started DJing when I finished my matric, but I had no formal training.
There's this thing, virtual DJ.
Virtual DJ. I had virtual DJ
on your laptop,
and we were using the Stanton C500s. A friend of mine, Carl, had the Stanton C500, so we used to practice on it. But I'm like, bruh, you need to get formal education on this. You can't just be a street DJ, because now you're learning everything at home. You don't know the fundamentals of everything. So now I must go to school and learn about house music.
Yeah.
You know, I must do research on house music.
house music.
You know, where house music started, how it started.
Yes.
You know, because I listen to it, but I don't know where it comes from.
Can you share a little bit of where it comes from? Little.
Okay, so
I think
So-
these people are very interested to hear that.
So from my research and what I've learned, and I'm still doing a lot of research on house music, right? So back then, it was said that house music started in Chicago,
Okay.
right? House music started in Chicago, and this is late 70s, 1970s, 75, 76, you know? But they played disco music, right?
Oh yes.
But because they played music at people's houses,
Oh
and there was a club called the Warehouse,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So where they went to the Warehouse, they started referring to the music as house music.
Oh.
Right? So that's the research that I did. Right?
But it's a very interesting. It
And-
makes sense now. House music.
Yeah, so it comes from the Warehouse,
Oh,
where DJ Frankie Knuckles had his sessions, and they used to play house music. There were also DJs like Larry Levan. That's one of the DJs that came up on
But they
that,
were
on that
playing
list.
disco, if I
Yeah.
understand you
Yeah,
correct.
they were playing disco, but they referred to it as house music.
Oh, okay.
But then what your DJs did was they used to take samples. Like they'll cut a piece of this music here, cut a piece on there, and then take a piece from here
Yeah.
and put a beat on it. So now they're doing that live.
Oh.
Right, so they're doing it live, and they created their own style now, created their own music now.
Yes.
So because they're chopping a sample from here, taking a beat from there, and they started doing that, and they're like, okay, so now we're producing our own music, and then they started making their own records now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when record companies saw that, okay, this is where money is. So the record companies would then go to the DJs, and the DJs would then make those records, and they would release it. You know,
Oh.
so
Oh.
that was long before I was even born when house
Yeah.
music started, you know, because I was
No,
born in 88.
you did have a passion, especially because now you even know that secret.
So the DJs back then, they used to go to the Warehouse, and also I always mention this to my girlfriend, and I'll tell her that when
I love that one, eh?
when I go out.
Before you continue, I think we should see the girlfriend.
So I
She must be here on the video because I know for sure. I struggled a lot to get hold of you. I know you would tell me, I'm taking my girlfriend to the mall. I'm taking my girlfriend. Even today, you
I'm
were
running.
just-
I'm running the comrades for boyfriend marathon, boyfriend Olympics. They say, KB said I'm number one for the
Okay.
boyfriend Olympics.
Okay.
So I always explain to my girlfriend that I don't know why people are homophobic. You know, when we go to groove and we find people that are from the opposite gender, like for example, boys liking boys, girls liking girls, and people get offended by it, you know, like you cannot be angry at the LGBTQ community,
Yeah.
right? Because those people were the founders of house music, you know.
Oh.
So the Warehouse that I just mentioned to you,
Yes.
the LGBTQ community used to go to the house music and listen to house music, you know. There's
We hosted one the last I mean this month we hosted one. He even says I am proud to be gay. So this is the only number one show that we do not judge.
Yes.
We don't even get angry when your private life is your private life.
and even up until today, bro, like I still see videos of when house music started, and you had people dancing. You actually had dancers performing, you know. My girlfriend, I'm gonna mention it again. My girlfriend said to me, they call it the Vogue.
Okay.
You know those dance moves
Yeah.
where they doing all
Yeah.
their things. You know,
It started from-
It started with the house music. You know, so house music is I believe that house music is all about love, bro. Because
Oh, yeah.
people went there to enjoy themselves, you know, and feel free and love what they are.
doing, yeah.
Love what they are. They love who they
Oh,
are.
who they are,
Who they
yes.
are. You
Okay.
will love with yourself, you know, and you're there passionately to say, I'm here passionately because I'm here to show that I'm here, you know, and to do me. So there's a lot of things that people overlook when it comes to house music, you know. And once you do your research and know the fundamentals of house music, where it started, how it started, who were the forefathers of house music, you'll understand that you cannot move a certain way. You
You
cannot
went
be
deep to the forefathers of house music.
yeah, like the people that started house music, bro. Like I have conversations with some of these DJs that started house music, you know, from Chicago.
Okay.
Because for me, it's part of growing and learning.
Yeah.
You know, I need to make these connections with the people that were there when house music started. Because that will only help me grow as a person. Because now I understand
All I want
the culture better.
to understand, you know,
Yes, sir.
when we grow up, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. We used to hear house and listen as well to kwaito. So we felt like it's one and the same thing because everywhere it was house kwaito before this piano and
Yes.
everything. So what is the difference between house and kwaito music?
I think kwaito this is my opinion, and I'm entitled to my own opinion, right? I think kwaito is also a subgenre of dance music, right? I would put kwaito as a subgenre of dance music because remember the house umbrella is big. So you have house music and then you have all these subgenres of house music. So you get, for example, amapiano, then you get Balearic beats, then you get classic house, then you get deep house, you get
deep
soulful house. So there's a lot of subgenres of house. There's acid house, there's a lot of this tech house, you know, there's a lot of subgenres when it comes to dance music. So I would put kwaito music under the house umbrella.
Yes.
But kwaito, I feel like kwaito was created for us South Africans.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
it's something original. It comes from South Africa. It was made in South Africa, not where, by for example, house music started in Chicago and then it came to South Africa. Kwaito started in South Africa and it went abroad. Same as amapiano, it started in South Africa and
There's
now
an
it went
argument
to the
today.
world.
I heard somebody from Nigeria say it comes from Nigeria.
Stop
Amapiano.
lying. Amapiano started in South Africa. Amapiano started
Yeah,
in South
but there's an
Africa.
argument about where is it coming from.
Yeah.
But some the Nigerians says it come from Nigeria. Then we say it from South Africa.
If it
But
started,
otherwise,
if it started in Nigeria, why doesn't Burna Boy have
have you not heard this
amapiano
one?
hits? Ask yourself that question. You know, if it started there, why doesn't Burna Boy or Wizkid or who's the others? Thames? Why don't they have amapiano hits like that started in 2012? Because I think amapiano started 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
That's when I started listening to amapiano.
Yeah.
And people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I started listening to amapiano 2012, 2011, 2012. And I used to groove in Katlehong a lot, you know, 2011, 2012. And that's where the amapiano was at. You know, I used to hear the guys playing piano in Katlehong. You know, that's when I started listening to piano first.
Look, man. We are about to cut it. We will have a second session where we're going to continue with them.